Hi, I'm Fiona from Kids Club English, and today I want to show you these farm animal flat books. They can be used, but don't have to be used, with Dream Snow by Eric Carle. I'll show you why in a moment, but they're really pretty simple, so quite good for the wee ones. Basically, one sheet of paper and fold it in half, and then underneath you've got some tracing text there, and you've got the animals. So you can have the versions where you basically print double-sided and the animals are there already. You can have the front all in colour apart from the numbers, like that. You can have the animals in colour like that, or you can have it so they've got to a black and white version so they can just colour on their own, or the completely kind of black and white version so there's no decoration at all. So it saves on more ink, and I've used these with the colour cut and stick pictures so they can stick in the pictures. Okay, so what I want to do is basically share with you some of the teaching ideas for things you can do with this, or something similar that you might want to create yourself. Okay, so before you do any of these kind of craft activities, it's good to practice the language, of course. So in this case, farm animals is obviously is one possible target. So is numbers, so is counting. So it could be like singing your favourite farm songs. I mean, there's Old MacDonald Had a Farm as one of the classics. Or your counting songs, or like I like to do finger counting as well. We practice counting up to 20 this way with the 5-year-olds. And then you can also play vocabulary games. So I've got card sets playing different vocabulary games. I've got a post about that on my website, so on the teaching tips part of the Kids Club English website, different flashcard games, different small group card games, things to practice the language that they're going to see. You could also, if you're using it with this story, so I'll just show you why actually this story. So here you've got, it looks like Santa, but he's a farmer really. Okay, and this is the animals, and so he calls them by numbers. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's why we've got this to kind of match that concept. So that'll be familiar to the kids. And then in the story, where it snows, and then we've got a blanket of snow. So this is falling over number 1. Number 1 is the horse. So that corresponds to what happens here. So you've got 1, and 1 is the horse. Okay, so this is kind of reinforcing the concept from the story. So you can, if you were doing, maybe you're showing the craft, the model, before they actually make their own version, you could use this as a story retelling tool. So as you tell the story, you can use this craft to tell the story. So, the farmer fed the animals every day. He fed the horse, good morning, horse, here you are. He fed number 2, the cow. Good morning, cow. Well, or good evening, or whatever you want. I'm making this up on the spot. So you can use it in that way. And then, of course, the snow comes down, covers them. Can they remember the animals? And so if they've had a bit of you using it beforehand, they'll be even more excited to be able to create their own version, and you will have shown them a one way in that which they can use that to tell the story with their families. So then making the craft itself. Okay, so you could be describing the animals for them to go and find and stick in there, or to colour. So the different dictation techniques. Again, there's an article of that on the teaching tips on the Kids Club English website. You could be retelling the story and pausing at different parts for them to go and find the animal. What other things? Well, of course, you could be getting them to ask and you know, asking and answering and practicing request language for anything they might need, whether that be colours or cut and paste pictures or scissors, or, you know. So afterwards, you can continue to practice. So just a couple of ideas here. You could play a guessing game. So I think I'm showing the video behind, trying to demonstrate this. They could take any item, it could be one of the cut and paste pictures, but as long as it was something flat, could be a star or a sticker or something, and they could put it under one of these flaps, and then they have to play in pairs. So they're asking and answering, you know, so is it number 3, or is it number 1, or is it not, in trying to find where they've hidden the picture. Again, use it in retelling activities. You can expand this as well. So especially if you used it with the story, Santa or the farmer leaves them presents. So you could think about what would the horse like, or what's the horse's present, you know, and so maybe I've got a carrot there. I don't know, what's this? The sheep, some grass. Okay, so they can think about the presents and add in the presents. They could write further description. Maybe you've been working on some of the natural science concepts. So is it an omnivore, a herbivore, a carnivore? Is it oviparous, viviparous? You know, can it fly? Can it run? You know, so they could add in different details, because you've got some space here to write, don't you? You could think about other animals that are on the farm. So you've only got 5 animals here. So what else could they add? And maybe they could draw a picture, or you could give them some other pictures of animals and they could stick them in. What have I given the pig? Oh, the pig's got a woolly hat to keep him warm. Okay, so there's some ideas for what you could do with this, and if you like it, you can get a copy on kidsclubenglish.com. Okay, thank you very much for listening.